Hello everyone. The tea you're looking at here is the Poecilotheria METALLICA, the Goody Sapphire Ornamental. This is Millennium, and she just molted maybe a couple hours ago. I wasn't here for the malting process. I wish I was. Would have loved to have gotten it on film. I'm not going to pull the molt out, obviously, because she's standing on it, so hopefully she'll get off of that molt and I'll be able to get it out and measure it. I don't know if I'll put that on this video because I have two other prior videos that I made with my T. Ockerti and the B. Emilia, who molted a couple days ago, and this tea here just molted now, so I'm going to combine them all into one big molting video for you, and those two vids are combined with this one you'll see in a moment. She looked like she did very well. It's hard to see the colors on here. She doesn't really have any color right now. She's still very translucent. Her body is still very wet and not really showing too many colors. You can see the stripe in there. If it is in fact a she, I mean, she could very well be a he. Still very too young to tell right now, and hopefully next molt or two we'll be able to confirm it. Right now, way too young. Curious to see what that molt looks like in there once I get it out. So that's cool. Glad she molted finally. Alright, let's check out the T. Ockerti and the B. Emilia.
I thought I would film this real fast before she darts away too quickly. There is my P. ornata. I never ever get a chance to see her dorsal side because she's always up against the glass inside of her funnel there in the back of the enclosure. This is the first time I've ever seen her in the front of the enclosure. I know she comes up here because she eats. I've seen some crickets up front, and I have seen her dart from the front to the back, but I've never seen her actually stay up front. So this is awesome that I get a chance to take a look at her. This is Prometheus, and this is one of my favorite pokies in the hobby. And she looks amazing. Again, it's very dark in here today, so the colors aren't really showing up the way that they should. Let me see if I can get a better light on her. She might be gone when I lift this back up. Oh, there she is. And this one isn't doing it justice either, so. It's very hard lighting. I have to be very gentle in here because one little move and she'll dart out of here. But she is awesome. And it's good to see her out. And I mean, she's well fed and humidity's alright in there. And it's good to see her not running. If I even tap the glass just a little bit or if a noise gets too loud, she'll take off running. So it's good to see her out and not running. And the T. Ockerti has completed her molting process. She's actually standing on top of the molt right now. Once she's off of it, I'll get it out of there and see if I can get a section on it. She looked like she gained maybe a ½ inch, nothing too great. One thing that sucks about the T. Ockerti is that filming it takes a long time because the process takes a long time, so it's a lot of sitting and waiting and basically looking at nothing. It's almost 12 hours later and it looks like she probably just got out of the molt maybe 4 hours ago. So they actually, at least my specimen, actually lays on her back. I've seen her lay on her back for 3 or 4 hours, even at a size of 2.5 to 3 inches. And she's most likely right now maybe 3.5 inches. And and once she starts going through the process, it takes even longer. The last time she molted, it took about 2 to 3 hours for her to molt. So you're talking 7 hours just for that last one. I'm sure this one took probably a little bit longer. When I first started filming her, most likely she had just rolled over. So I was just at the beginning of it. She didn't move a muscle while I sat here and waited for her to molt, so I just went in and went to bed. And skipped this one. So, but she's looking great. Everything looks good on her. When I get that molt out, I'm very curious to see if she's actually a male or a female.
Alright, I pulled the molt out, and unfortunately I was not able to sex her. The abdomen was too messed up for me to actually see anything. I do believe she's a female. I do not know 100% for sure, but it looked like it was a presence of a flap there for what I could see, and considering her growth rate, she seems like most likely this T. Ockerti is going to be a female. While I was looking at this one, I actually noticed something else going on, and finally my bee Emilia molted. And it's been a long time since she's eaten, and her fasting is over now. She finally molted. She, just like this T. Ockerti, was actually laying on top of the molt right now, as you can see. This was a shocker. She did it very fast. I was just in here trying to deal with the T. Ockerti when I noticed that she had molted, so she got out of there in a hurry. That bad leg that she had a few molts ago, 2 molts ago, is actually all the way regenerated now, so that's good. No sign of trouble with that one. She got out of it pretty good. And she is back on track as a 100% well tarantula. Don't want to bother her now by pulling out the molt, so I'll pull it out later and I'll actually see how long she was before she molted. As you know, with brachiopomas, they don't grow a lot, so she did not gain that much size. She maybe gained a 1/4 inch, which is great. She's a female, and I love it. You know, she's a bee Emilia, so I don't want her to get too big too fast. I want to keep her as long as possible, so not that I have any choice in the matter, because she's not a big eater anyway, so there's no way I could power feed her because she wouldn't take them. So the growth rate for her is great. The Emilia is my favorite out of the Brachiopoma genus, and it's a very sweet species. Hopefully she won't be in pre-molt so long in this period between molts, because the previous 2 she was in pre-molt practically the whole time. So hopefully we get a chance to see her without being in pre-molt and actually eat more regularly for a longer period of time. But there she is, and as soon as she hardens up, I'm going to feed her, and I'll make sure you guys see that. And when she gets off the molt, I'll pull it out and get a measurement on it, and we'll see how long she was. Alright, so I'm going to get this molt out of here, and I'm going to get a measurement on it, and also give her some water so she has something to drink here for a little bit. Obviously we're not feeding her for a week. Alright, so I got the measurement on her. Previous length was around 2 1/4 inches, and right now she looks like she's around 2 1/2 inches, maybe a little bit longer. And I got the measurement on the T. Ockerti. She was 3 1/4 inches, and it looks like she's around the 3 3/4 inch right now, so close to 4 inches, not quite. Alright, so like I said, we're going to give her some water and let her rest and harden up for the next week, and I'm going to feed her along with a few other teas that I've had a few people asking. They want to see them out in the open and maybe feeding. I don't really do feeding videos because most of my specimens are way too small to really see anything, so that's why I never really attempted a feeding video. I have done some, I've edited some together, but it just really wasn't enough really to keep anyone's attention, unless you're a real deep hobbyist who likes to see a cricket go into an enclosure and not really see anything. So But I do have some that eat like beasts, and I put together maybe 10 of my teas on a little short feeding video and kill 2 birds with 1 stone, so some people can see my specimens and also get a chance to see some of my teas eat, since I have never really filmed it before with most of my juvenile teas. I have done feeding videos with my bigger ones, but that's only a handful of them. So maybe my next video will be a little short feeding video for you guys and update some teas and tell you what I'm going to be getting next here. So alright guys, that'll do it for this one. I appreciate it. Thanks guys, thanks for watching.